Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the UCF versus Iowa State college basketball matchup on Saturday, March the 2nd, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pick Dawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for that one-on-one concierge style service. But those products are not available on the website. In order to get those products, you got to text the number that you see on the screen. So if you make big bets like I do, go ahead and text that number. But let's get to this one. UCF taking on Iowa State. Two teams certainly accomplishing a lot this season in different ways. While UCF is in 11th place in the Big 12 Conference and have a 15-12 record, this is their first year in the Big 12. 4 new teams came into the Big 12, and I would say of those 4, UCF was probably the least of the ones that were going to compete when it came to basketball, at least on paper. So I think the way that they've competed, they've got some conference wins. I think that all those things certainly show that UCF definitely pointed in the right direction. On the other side of this one, though, we got an Iowa State team that's an absolute force. These guys are ranked in the top 10, second ranked in the Big 12, second place in the Big 12. I mean, these guys are loaded right behind Houston in the standings, and I think Iowa State, when it comes to that Big 12 tournament, I don't think they're too afraid of Houston. I think they're more looking forward to getting another crack at them. When we look at, what these guys have done recently, they haven't met yet this season. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Iowa State has been pretty much a wrecking crew, knocking off Oklahoma last time out, 58-45 as a 9.5-point favorite. They had won their prior game against West Virginia, but didn't cover an 18-point spread. They did lose recently. That loss was at Houston, and that's why I said they'd like another crack at them. Going back prior to that, their most recent loss was back on February 3rd when they lost at Baylor. So when you look at the losses that Iowa State has taken, there's not a lot of slip-ups in there. They're losing to good teams, and in a conference like the Big 12 where no one's going to run through their conference schedule unbeaten, I think we can see that that Iowa State really earns all this respect that they're getting. Whether that carries over into the NCAA tournament, they certainly play a style that should be pretty tough to beat in the NCAA tournament. When we look at UCF, back-to-back wins coming in, a home win against Texas Tech, and then a win on the road against Oklahoma State as a 2-point dog in that one. I gotta say, UCF really impressed me in that game. I know Oklahoma State, one of the worst teams in the conference, but still, they were losing at halftime, came back in the second half, early in the second half, just kind of took over that game. They had also beaten Oklahoma earlier this year. They've also beaten West Virginia. So they do have some wins in the Big 12, and I think normally when you see, this many teams move into a conference, there's usually one of them that's the laggard. And like I said, it is UCF that's kind of the least of those 4 teams. But to show that they can get conference wins, this is going to be a tough competitive conference for a very, very long time. I think Iowa State, it's going to be, the line in this game looks a little odd. I think that really is the issue here, is that you would think that Iowa State over UCF, that it would just be blowout proportions, and more than likely that's the way the game sets up. But I'll tell you what, sometimes the line tells you a lot, and I think in this game, I think it just says that Iowa State, this might be a little bit of a trap type situation. I'm going to take UCF and the points, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.